Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and in this video, I'm going to delve a little bit more into that Unknown Worlds comic that I showed in a recent one. What I'm going to do is show you disassembling. I'm going to take the comic apart because I do want to reattach the centerfold and and fix the spine where it's split and a few other things, and I'm going to show you a different way to clean the inside pages of a comic, one that you probably haven't thought of before, but that takes a lot of dirt off. Having said all of that, let's go to my hands and see what's going on. I decided I'm going to go ahead and do some work to this. I've already done some off camera because I actually took it outside to do it. And what I did was I killed the mold and I took as much of it off as I could. Unfortunately, it's actually stained the paper, so I can't completely remove it. So what I did was, the first thing I did was I brushed as much of it off as I could. Then I used a cotton ball and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to kill the mold. Now the mold was probably already dead because it was dry, but I figured, you know, why take the risk? I did wear protective gloves, I did have a mask on, and I did it outside to just give myself as much air as possible. There's absolutely no mold smell at all anymore. I think I got it. The final thing I did was I took some Absorbing and I went over it like that. So what's there now is probably embedded into the paper. I might try an eraser to see if I can get a little bit more off. We did end up with a little discoloration there, but other than that, it's fine. I'm real happy with the way it turned out. But there's a lot more work that needs to be done to this book, aside from just reattaching the centerfold, which is something I'm going to do. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the staples. This is a staple removal tool I got from oh, I know, that's embarrassing. I can't think of the name. I'll make a note in the video about it. We're just gonna bend these up. Immaculate Comics. That's where I got it from. And I apologize to him for not remembering it off the top of my head. I've been really busy, and you know, I'm not as young as I was yesterday, so yeah, I don't always remember things the way I should, which is not good. I sometimes joke that I've forgotten more about comic books than a lot of people have ever known. Now I have a piece of tape here. This is blue tape with an arrow pointing up. I'm going to set that down like this, and we're going to take the staple off, and I'm going to set it just like that. That's the bottom staple, and that's why it's on the bottom of the tape. And now we'll get the top staple. It's a little chilly in this room, which is why I have the long sleeve shirt on instead of a short sleeve, which I prefer when I work on books. And I need to straighten these staples out pretty good. They're bent all to heck, but that'll do for now, and I'm going to place this just like that on the side of my monitor so I don't lose the staples. Because that's happened to me before. I have a Jimmy Olsen comic somewhere with no staples because I can't find the staples. I do have replacement staples for it, but so the first thing I'm going to do is see how much of that is there. I think I can do minor repair on that without a problem. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out some of this Absorbing. Now the Absorbing I used to remove the mold, I threw that away. It was an older piece that I've used quite a bit, but I went ahead and just tossed it because I didn't think it was necessary to keep it. And what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to go over the inside of this. And I'm not looking to clean it, just to take off any surface dirt that happens to be on the inside. I'm not going to give this a real thorough cleaning. The comic book just really isn't worth enough money to invest too much time into it. I do want to have it nice enough to go in my collection though. And we will get dirt off of it, there's no question. Yeah, a lot. Quite a bit of dirt actually. And like I said, I'm not interested in making it look pretty. I just want as much dirt off of it as I can get this way, and we'll keep it. Yeah, I've gotten quite a bit of dirt off. I'm happy with that. So that's the inside. We'll do the outside next. It helps if this thing is warmed up. That's why I'm kneading it so much. Now I'll just go over the front of the cover. And yeah, I could do this with an eraser, but I don't want to. No matter what I do to this book, it's still going to be fair to good, so it's more an aesthetic thing right now than anything else. This is going to be in my permanent collection unless I get a better copy. It will never be sold. Now, I may end up with a better copy at some point. I doubt it. The ACG comics, I just have trouble finding them. I don't know if the distribution on them was bad or what, but I don't see them very often. And yeah, this is going to work out fine. I'm going to put this in my press. I'm not going to heat press it. I'm just going to cold press it for about a week. The whole comic is going to go into a cold press for about a week before I reassemble it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go page by page. I'm going to start with the first page. Not just the page, but the whole leaf. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to go to this side. Notice I still have this in my hand because this is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to clean these off using Absorbing. We'll see how much dirt comes off of this page. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more than what people expect. You know, how dirty does the inside of a comic page get? Well, we'll find out in a few seconds, won't we? Now this is 2 pages, keep that in mind. How dirty does it get? Pretty nasty. And that is not ink that's come off, that is actual dirt. Look at that. Yeah. And I'm going to continue this throughout the rest of it. I'm not going to record the rest of it. I'm just I wanted to show you what I'm going to be doing on this. I'll go ahead and do the inside of this page. So this oh, what do they call it? It's a leaf, but it isn't a leaf. This one piece is a leaf, and I forget what the whole thing is called. But it's not a term that I use very often. That's why I don't remember it. So, this is another way to clean a comic. And you can do this without taking the comic apart. But since I was going to have to take it apart anyway, look at that dirt. That is nasty. You know, since I was going to take it apart anyway, I figured why not. And I like showing people different ways to do things. You know, everyone has different methods. I use a lot of different ways to clean a comic. Depends on what I'm going for. But that looks... I don't think you can really tell it in the camera, but it looks so much better in real life. It isn't funny. So I'm going to set this off to the side. We'll put that on top of the cover. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. We'll go back to me.
Well, there you have it. I'm going to let it sit in the press for a while, and when it comes out, we'll do a little more work to it and see what we can get done. Maybe make it a little better. As I said in that video, I did do the work on the mold that was on there outdoors where I had plenty of air. I wore a face mask and I wore gloves. Even though the worst thing I had the worst chemical I used was alcohol. Now, when you kill mold with alcohol, you just want to blot it on there gently. You don't want to use a whole lot. You just blot it until the paper's damp, and you don't want to rub because alcohol will remove ink. That's the key. But if you just blot it on there and let it dry, it'll kill the mold, and you won't have to worry about it removing the ink that way. So there you go. That's what I did on that. Other than that, that's going to be it. Hey, pop over to Horizon Picks channel tonight. He's doing another sale. This is Friday. We're doing the Friday sale. I'll be on there, of course, offering a few items that I've never offered before. A few larger size, magazine-sized items, as well as comics. Some of them you may have seen, some of them you might not. And yeah, it'll be fun. It's always fun on Friday night. So pop on over there, take a look at it. Horizon Picks channel. You can get his link from down below, and I'll link the actual video to this one so you can. Yeah. In the meantime, make sure before you handle your comics, you wash your hands. It's good for your comics. More importantly, it's good for your health. And anytime you work on comics, make sure you wash your hands afterwards, because you don't know where that comic has been. Unless, of course, you've owned it since it first came out, in which case you probably have a good idea. Take care. See you tonight. Bye.